Hello, good afternoon. It is the Everton Daily Live. Me and John were just doing,
women's boxing.
We were talking about women's boxing. Because why wouldn't you be? Because that's what everybody else is talking about and getting wrong.
Most people don't know what they're talking about.
Exactly. Can people just
chill?
Just do a little bit of research before they go on Twitter and start ranting and raving about things that they don't know about? Anyway, let's talk about Everton.
The idea, by the way, can I have the final sentence?
Go on, John.
The idea, because I'd never realised this is what Ped does. The phrase he used when he came in was, my opinion is based on listening to experts.
Yeah.
Because you hide that so very well, generally.
No, my opinion's spot on.
Only teasing. But you're right. I mean, Steve Bunt's on the radio just now was good, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So listen to 5 Live and Steve Bunt. He seems to have his...
Know who your experts are.
Yeah.
And don't listen to people who write books about wizards.
I've not seen what she's
No.
But I can guess.
Yeah.
She's got a bit of a personal crusade going.
She has got a bit of a personal crusade going, and it's got shouldn't have anything to do with a person boxing in the Olympics.
Well, she's got this one wrong. Yeah. And others, but hey-ho.
And others. Everton. Yeah. Preston tomorrow.
Tomorrow we'll all be there, won't we, people?
Preston tomorrow.
Message Ped if you go in.
Yeah. There's no room. Yeah. Gotta... Tomorrow we have to... You'd like to think we'd step up our pre-season, wouldn't you? Because...
Yes. Because the manager's warned us indirectly that that's exactly what will happen because they've been working on tactics all week.
Tactics. It's all about will tactics finally come into a pre-season game?
More legs, more first choices, a better positive outlook.
Yeah.
Against the team who, again, it's going to be a challenge, isn't it? Because they'll hope to be bouncing around the top of the championship. They'll be a little bit ahead of us on their development, a week or whatever, which sounds not much, but it is at this stage. So, yeah, let's hope.
Well, I imagine this is their...
We're not bored to death like we were.
I imagine this is their, marquee pre-season game before the start of the season.
I don't know. Who else have they got? I'll have a look while you're doing what you do.
So you'd think that...
this is their big game, you think?
This is their... big game. They've played Liverpool, I think, behind closed doors, haven't they?
Yeah, that doesn't.
They played Fiorentina and beat Fiorentina.
Yeah, I
which
saw
isn't
that.
bad.
I saw that.
So they've beat Liverpool and Fiorentina.
So they're due to lose to us.
So far in the pre-season.
Yeah.
So I think tomorrow for us, it's
their last game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This will be their last one before.
Typically, the last game is at home and it's the big one, isn't it? Sort of thing. So we are the big one for them.
We are the big one.
And then they get a bit, and then they have to go on Friday. So they're the Friday game on the EFL. So they're starting first, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good opportunity for them to
against a relegated team.
Okay. Who's they playing?
So that's another reason why they want a Premier League team.
Who are they playing?
Sheffield United.
Oh, it'll be a difficult one for them, but
yeah. In fact, they're playing both Sheffield and Luton in the first 4 games, both at home. So that's a good marker for them, isn't it? Playing those 2 teams.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now they've played. They beat Salford 2-0. Beat Fiorentina 2-1.
Ah, cool.
They got beat by Tranmere 2-0. They beat Liverpool behind closed doors.
Southport beat them though.
1-0. They got beat by Southport.
Lincoln beat them.
They've had quite a few pre-season games.
Oh yeah,
a lot more than us.
But when you see the progression, lost to Lincoln, lost to Preston, beat Bamber Bridge, which would be you said this in the commentary one, we should have had a lesser team then. That's what they did. Regrouped, then beat Fiorentina, then beat Salford, and somewhere in there you reckon they played Liverpool and beat them as well?
They beat Liverpool. They played at their academy though. It was a behind closed doors game.
No fans.
It was. I don't think most Liverpool first team players were playing. No, but like we said, you'd like Everton to step up tomorrow, and
but it's about the performance.
There'll be loads of Blues there tomorrow. This will be, Coventry's not an easy place to get to on a Tuesday night, but there was still plenty there. Yeah. Obviously, Salford's close, but Preston is a traditional. Been to Preston a few times.
We've been there a few times this season, haven't we?
And it's one of those tradition ones where lots of Everton fans will be going. It's Saturday afternoon, and loads of people are going with their kids, and you see all their new kits and everything. And people tomorrow will want to see the new signings. Of course, they will. They want to see the new signings, and they want to see an Everton team turn up and hopefully win the game. Because I know, I know it's only pre-season, but football is about winning, and it is about going into the game, into the season on a positive footing. Something we spoke about after Tuesday's game. And I was talking to my dad about it last night, and he said, this is a fella who's been watching Everton even a little bit longer than you, John, and he said, you have a bad pre-season and it's
really old then.
It's not, he said you have a bad pre-season and you go into that season a little bit negative and it's not ideal. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't always work the other way. He said, but you just want to go into the season with that little bit of a bounce.
Momentum.
Momentum is the main word.
Yeah.
Just so that you go in and I know, listen, it's most people saying up for the first game of the season anyway, and they're happy and they're happy to be back. And obviously this season, it's it's the last one and everyone would be. But I think us, and I think most of us are. We live and breathe it, and we think about it all week. And you just think if Everton turn up tomorrow, and you get to see Lindstrom have a decent game, and everyone's looking.
Tim builds on what he did,
and everyone's looking a little bit.
Yes, more minutes perhaps. I don't know.
And everyone's looking a little bit sharper.
Bit closer.
Yeah, then that's all we're bothered about really. And hopefully that happens tomorrow.
And they'll have come off, and to use the manager's words, the heavy lifting of training. Because maybe just literally the other night we were leggy because he's run them into the ground, and now they'll come off that and start doing more competitive training about basically keeping on top of your fitness rather than getting it in the first place. So what we expect tomorrow is a better performance for sure, and the outcome will be what the outcome is, but to me it's more about performances with more of his perceived first choices in the starting 11 at least, and then he surely you think that the Roma one is your best team?
Yeah, or thereabouts.
Clearly if guys that have still got tweaks or injuries or whatever, or being back 5 minutes from holiday or whatever, he might think, no point making a risk there. Yeah. But pretty close, it'll be the team we see the week after against Brighton. So.
Yeah. And to be honest, we don't know who's available, who's not, because
that's right.
Everton haven't put anything up this week. They've been very quiet news-wise, other than the game on Tuesday and obviously signing O'Brien. There's been no videos of them training. We don't know if when will Pickford be back. Maybe Monday. I'm trying to think, how long is this since that? Is it 2 weeks Sunday since? Or was it 3 weeks Sunday since the final? The final.
I've no idea. It seems an eternity ago. I'll look that up as well.
So that's probably So he'll probably be back, I imagine, Monday. And that's fine. If he's got a couple of weeks of training before the season starts, that's absolutely fine.
The final was the 14th of July. So it literally was a couple of weeks. It seems an eternity.
I know. So you'd imagine, and even if he's not back Monday, Pickford will be playing the first game of the season. And, there'll be no problems about that. He doesn't need pre-season games.
He was playing competitively 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So
it's just like being injured for a week for a round of games, isn't it, in a way? Yeah.
But I think it'd be really, I say really nice. I think it's actually important that O'Brien and Lindstrom play in this game, because again, they're two players that we mentioned it the other night, like Timmy Abunam, who looked all right, and Dye in the first half looked all right, but they're not, certainly in Dye, played a couple of bit parts in the friendly games. These new players, you want them to have minutes and get themselves into the team, and straight away we know what they look good at, and the manager's like, I can see him playing. I'm sure the manager relies massively on training. We know that he's someone who.
Would you say for those two that play all 90?
I'd like to see O'Brien certainly play an hour plus.
Yeah, but he hasn't played yet.
Lindstrom's played a pre-season game, and again,
see how deep he can go before he thinks he needs to come off.
Well, they'll know, won't they? They'll know if he can play.
Science guys on.
Yeah, they'll know if he can play an hour or so. Then that would be important.
Dye 90 minutes.
I'd like to see him, but who knows where he is after Tuesday night. Yeah. But it'd just be nice to see a couple of these players that we've signed.
We don't need to see Dwight McNeil and Harrison doing 90 again, do we?
No.
Unless, of course, their physical fitness is not where the manager wants them to be, and therefore they have to do it.
But they've both been involved in all of the friendlies, haven't they? So you'd imagine fitness-wise, they must be there. They must be there or thereabouts, and they are two lads who keep themselves quite fit anyway, and it's all been continuity for them this summer. I know Harrison, he didn't really go back to Leeds, did he? He just had a pre-season like everyone else. He was here for the first day, went on holiday to Miami, done loads of training over there. Well, he probably had a holiday and then went to Miami. So it's a case of they'll have put the hard yards in, and I think everyone just likes. It's just that time of year where you want to chill out and you want to.
Is Lloyd Webber going to do another opera? What do you do with a problem called DCL? Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, we spoke about that yesterday. It's again, that's going to be another thing, isn't it?
Start him. Run him the 90 minutes.
I think if the manager's made a decision on him that he's his number 9, then you have to start him.
He has to, and he has to run him deep, unless he obviously looks sharp or perhaps scores, whatever, because he just looked so ring rusty, didn't he?
Yeah.
Against Coventry. And people might interpret that as he's not arsed, but he literally might need the minutes. But try and play in a way that puts people around him as well, because again, it can get into your head. You can imagine a normal human being going, yeah, I keep doing these runs, the ball doesn't come soon enough, it's only a bloody friendly, I can't be arsed. And that can be interpreted, you can't be arsed because you want to be somewhere else. Yeah. So interesting times. No, it's time to do the managing bit, isn't it?
Yeah, with only two. I mean, it is mad. The Premier League starts in 2 weeks.
It's just snuck up on us, hasn't
and
it?
we've had 3 friendlies and
nothing friendlies really.
And yeah,
well, a testimonial sort of
yeah.
Friendlies,
yeah. I think tomorrow will be
a real one.
It's not about skate. It's not about being overly worried or going. It's not about those things. It's seeing progression. It's seeing the things that you want to see in pre-season. You know, if there was no point to pre-season games, then you just run them round for the whole of the summer. You wouldn't bother at kicking a ball then, would you? But it is about seeing that little bit, and I fully understand that football players will be told, you know, what level to be at, what not. Well,
they'll have the target for when they come back to training, won't they?
Yeah, don't
more overweight than whatever, or not overweight at all, and then it's just getting the muscles going again, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just don't overexert yourself. It's only a friendly, but you have to step it up at some point, and I think tomorrow's when a lot of people will be expecting Everton to step up, and let's just hope we don't see that back four either, because that back four is nightmare fuel for me. Anyway, I mean, we were speaking yesterday. We've got to start trying to ship some of these out now, haven't we? The manager has said that it looks like there's going to be no more business.
I think he was a bit. He sent a mixed message there.
Oh yeah. But I think if that's the case, then we have to certainly try and get rid of a few players. You know, last summer
there's players there you can't give away, mate.
But last summer, Mason Holgate basically was told that he had to find himself a new club.
One assumes he's been told that already then.
But last summer he was basically kicked out though, and I wonder whether it's just simply because we haven't got the players this summer, or or is it because we've got no Ben Godfrey, or has the manager changed, or has Kevin Felwell changed his tack? I mean, last summer in Switzerland he was basically told,
on your bike,
you're done.
Yeah,
find a club. You'll train with the under-21s. He played a couple of games with the under-21s. And then he went to Southampton, and it was on his toes to find himself that move. Whereas he's been involved in all 3 games.
I know it. You know, plan the dive the plan. Well, you planned the dive a year ago. You know, if Mason wasn't worthy a year ago, he's not worthy now.
No,
he hasn't got better. No. You know, and his loans haven't, re-energised him or anything. And to have a player here who's only going to get minutes, which is where you're leading to, simply because there's no one else, well, that's wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if one of those 2 guys is going to survive because of that, then it's Keane, isn't it? It's not Mason Holgate. So I don't think there's any great risk in saying to Mason, lad, you need to find somewhere to go, because, if you want to play at all, it isn't going to be here. Yeah. I
think now that the signing's in, I think, that should be that should be it now for certainly. I suppose now it's a case of whoever they can sell more than anything. Who can they get rid of out of those 2 players?
See, I'm cool with what the manager said to Joe Thomas, and it's funny because we saw Joe after he'd done it, wasn't it? And Joe's brain was already ticking over. How am I going to write this sort of thing? Because it was the angle he could have gone from. around Branthwaite and clearly he led in messaging terms with the manager saying financially we're perhaps done, which is reading between the lines. We've got to sell before we're going to get any more in, which is a bit of a conflict with the Nonto thing, right? So maybe, and I'd be dead chuffed if this is the case, the manager's playing the game with his director of football. We need these clubs who are playing hardball and other clubs who may be, trying to charge Premier League prices, whatever, to understand we're really interested, but we haven't got any money. Yeah, I'm sure we levered that to get Beto through the door last year, for example, because they got some innovative things that are like, well, we'll have him, but we won't pay anything till the next financial year. So, yeah, I think it's got to be that more players are coming because this is too shallow.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we will have the debate and the good work that appears to be done by the recruitment team will all go out the window, if no pun, if this window closes and we haven't got the pace in the squad that we know that we need, and we needed it last summer as well. So let's see. No,
that's exactly what me and Neb were talking about yesterday, is that it's glaringly obvious that we need a winger with pace, and it's...
and if that's Lindstrom, we need to see it. So we're back around the loop again. It needs to start tomorrow. I mean, he did a nice speech when he joined, didn't he? I'm ready, which was physically, I'm ready to go. Okay, so you nipped home, got your boots, you're here now. Let's see him in a shirt and see how he relates to some of the other players around him.
Yeah,
cool.
Because has there been 2 pre-seasons games since he signed?
Maybe.
I think so. I think that hasn't it? He signed before. Yeah, he signed before Salford. So there's been 2 games since he signed. So I'm sure they'll have got him. He did play a game for Napoli, so
scored, as you said.
Yeah, he scored, and I'm not sure what that level would have been. At the Italian teams often start, really, really against nothing opponents.
Sorry, you know why I'm laughing?
Go on.
The Salford game was on the 27th of July, so it's not a week yet.
Yeah.
My brain...
I know.
Totally lost track of how long... And maybe that's back to what you said at the beginning about we live and breathe it. Yeah. To me, it seems an eternity ago, that Salford game. It's not yet
it was only Saturday.
Yeah, it's not a week until tomorrow. So, yeah, of course, we had him, and he clearly wasn't going to play in that one, but we did think, particularly when we were going down in the car, didn't we, that we might see some minutes from him in the last game, and we didn't, so... No.
He should be there.
Couldn't find his boots, or he was clean.
He should be there tomorrow. Let's just have let's get a bit of interaction going. Steve P says, Ped, I saw someone say they went to the Coventry game and that Tim is much better than Onana. Okay. I get that people are entitled to their opinions, but it does make you laugh, some of the things people come out with. So the player Villa swapped up for Lewis Dobbin is much better than the Belgium international, who also went, Villa have also signed for 50 million. What planet does that add up? It doesn't add up.
Rose tinted.
It doesn't add up, and
it's a nice way of saying it. Rose tinted.
It doesn't add up. It's quite frankly nonsense, is what it is. I mean, let's be honest. Come on.
We have not seen enough to even have a view on that subject. Maybe he just played every ball forward or something.
Yeah. Michael on Patreon, you're just wrong. You're wrong, mate. You're just on Premier. You're wrong, mate. You're wrong.
Private conversation.
No, you're wrong. That boxer isn't a man.
Oh, I see.
That boxer isn't a man. Just isn't a man. It's the same argument that people remember. It's the same argument as remember it's like
the 800 metre
runner. The runner from South Africa. Yeah. It's exactly the same.
Not born one either.
It's exactly the same. It's not a man. Stop reading nonsense. It says woman on their passport, and they come from a country where they're not
illegal.
There it's illegal, so it wouldn't be on the passport.
It's illegal to be trans. It's illegal to be everything.
So
no, she is a woman. She's not intersex either, so it's not half and half or anything crazy like that. Yeah. So it's just.
Blue Keeley says, got my last dance top yesterday. Absolute clash. Nice
what one. Colour?
What one?
Which one did you go with?
Mark Max says Holgate on 75 grand a week. Do you really think he's arsed for finding a new club when will ever earn that much? Well, do you know what?
We talked about this on Wednesday.
Well, do you know what's interesting? I was listening to Gary Lineker podcast this morning, and he had football expert on. What's his name? The guy who does the sport intel, is he?
Harris.
Is it
Sporting Intelligence?
Yeah. Harris, yeah. And he was saying the average Premier League player is now on 60 grand.
Well, there you go.
So 75 grand's not a massive leap. But the problem is he's probably more of a championship player now.
Yeah.
So you're right. You're right. But also, if 60 grand is now the average a player earns in the Premier League, I think that tells you more about where it's all going wrong. Because a lot of the time we do City going, I wonder what he's on, but 60 grand for
we did talk about a couple of days ago that, you know, it's a job. And if he gets a transfer to where he's going to play, perhaps at his level, which if you think that's championship, and they say, we'll pay you 30 grand a week. You know, the guy whose message is right. Why should he drop 45 grand a week?
Well, I mean...
you know, so you've got to have that hard-nosed negotiation bit. And ultimately, that is a classic of what will come down to the player. As the player values potentially, playing and potentially doing what Ross did, which is drop down, take next to no money, prove you really still are a good player, and then you bounce back up again. He's young enough to do that.
Yeah.
You know, and his attributes as a central defender when he was at his best far too long ago now will still be valuable if he shows them again.
Yeah.
Which is about a little bit about reading the game, a fair about pace, and for not particularly big guy, quite physical as well.
In many ways, he feels like he's just given up on his career.
It does. That's exactly what it looks like. That's exactly what it looks like.
The other night, he was going through the motions, and he started all right, and then he started doing silly little things that I think show the centre forward that I can get at you tonight.
Yeah,
I can.
It is. He does look like that, you know, and in some respects, notwithstanding the injuries and mental stuff and all that, that's what happened to Delhi. You know, at a different level, he just almost decided, I don't need this.
It's, and I understand that it must be such a. You have to be mentally switched on.
It is
all the time to be a top footballer, and we don't always take that into account. You know, you even when I give so much praise to Ben Godfrey last season for sitting on the bench, and then for the Burnley game
when he come to it,
and being on it, and then second half of the season, every time he was asked, he was on it. And I think you got to give him a little look for, you know, you can doubt a player's ability at times, but that mental capacity was always strong. I think you've seen that on the pitch, the amount of times Ben Godfrey didn't give things up and made those last-ditch tackles, and we obviously saw one in the Merseyside derby, which was hugely important, and he did that 3 or 4 times.
And he had bad injury as well, and mental strength, and guess what? He's going to play in the Champions League.
Yeah, so fair play to him.
So he's gone down one path, hasn't he, which is, I'm going to be, you know, a squad player. When my moment comes, I'm going to perform to the best of my ability. His pace will always be there as long as his head's there, right? And so Mason, perhaps you can look at him and learn a little bit from Ben on that way about trying to keep the mental strength and doing the business. I'm actually surprised with Everton's players or group of players that there haven't been more who've switched off with the revolving doors of managers and all the off the pitch noise. And the ones who went through COVID as well have got some of that, you know, and there aren't very many of them who've pulled stumps, sort of, and maybe the most graphic, biggest drop-off has been Mason, hasn't it? I don't think I know anyone else who dropped off more.
Not really. Michael Keane, I think he's been
another solid pro.
Well, you can just say, well, he came in and did a job, and you know, every time he's been asked to do a job, he as I said, I think there's a difference between quality levels and going, I don't think he's good enough, to someone where you go, your head's not in this.
Mason's that one.
And he is that
Michael
one.
Isn't.
And it's not.
Keno's not.
I don't think we'd be harsh to say that. It's like you watch him.
He's lost his way, mate.
It doesn't. It's not. And it's not even like going, he doesn't give a toss. It's just like you can see he's like a lad who's. I mean, maybe the money has got something to do with it. Maybe they do get so comfortable. And you are set for life essentially once you sign a 5-year contract, or you should be if you look after your money and you aren't, you know, you whatever you, I don't know, whatever you do with it. But he certainly lost his way, and I don't think it's helped that. Certainly for the last season, find your own way. This season it's similar. He knows he's not going to be in the Everton team. He knows that there's at least 4 players ahead of him now. He knows the manager doesn't really want him. But does the manager not want him because the day he came in, he looked at him and went, you're not interested. You don't fancy it. Because I imagine that's what Sean Dyche did the day he come in and went, who fancies this? Everton are near the bottom of the league. They're really struggling. They've had a torrid time. who fancies this? And he's looked around and people like Toffee stood up and gone, yeah, I fancy it, Gaffer, and Dwight McNeil, of another one at the time. Yeah, I fancy this. I think Holgate was probably in the background going, I'm not really bothered. And that's sad. That's sad that we've got to that. He's got to that point in his career.
Yeah, I don't know. Something popped into my head, and I don't know. It might not be appropriate because of the real version of this, but it's like a sporting depression.
Yeah.
You know, from just forget. I have no idea social, private life, or anything. But it's like his footballing ability has been depressed, and anyone who has that issue, you can't break out of it. Somewhat, you know what I mean. It's and that's what he looks like. He could start every game thinking, "I'm going to do this," and then it doesn't happen.
Yeah, it must be really hard, mustn't it? Because it's interesting because watching a lot of the Olympics as well, and hearing people talking about, like, you know, these are sports people. It's interesting to listening to people who are like Andy Murray last night was just like, I'm done, I'm ready, you know. But other people in that position might have been like, oh my God, this is my last game. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. And he was just like, no, I've done everything I could do. I am ready. I've won 2 gold medals. I've won Wimbledon
twice.
You know, US Open. I've done what I needed to do. Some of the older athletes who were winning medals are like, I was devil because I've already won one, and I'm devil. And the younger ones are like, oh God, I was terrified. And some people are even like, I'm more nervous getting into the final than actually when I'm in the final of a competition because it's that big. And I feel like it's almost like that for Holgate in many ways. It's like he's not done anything in his career, and he's never got to that level in his career where he was safely an Everton player who you knew was starting every week. There was a little period where you thought that was going to happen, and maybe if it did happen, it was like at right back. So it wasn't a long term thing, certainly under Carlo. And he's never had that security for one reason or another, whether it be an injury. Me and Ned again, some of that, and funny enough, it was Preston in a pre-season game where we all had massive expectations, and he did something really stupid trying to be clever, and he got injured, and it took him ages. And I remember at the time we were all like, "Oh my God, he's out," because he was. And he's never had that one moment where he's fulfilled that expectation that we all had in him. He was the player who come after John Stones. We were all thinking, oh, he might actually be better than John Stones.
But certainly Barnsley fans thought he was.
And sadly, it's never played out. And he's just never got him to that place where you look at, and you're talking about the mental side of the game. He's never got... and then he goes to Southampton and he has a really rocky start and the fans are on his back. And it doesn't work, and then goes to Sheffield United, and he is playing games, and he does what he always does. Yeah. He done that stupid red card because he's trying to be the hard man, and he's trying to show everybody that I care, and and everyone's like, you can't, no, you're out now for, what did he get, like a 4-match ban or whatever it was, because it was a horrendous tackle. And again, it's those like moments of, you don't have that. And you know when we talk about Branthwaite, funny enough, and people go, oh, you just think Branthwaite's amazing. He's not. He's like, watch him play football. Watch how calm he is and how relaxes. And how actually he doesn't do anything stupid. And this season when he was approaching a 2-match ban, it was like he never got another yellow card. Yeah. And we've seen, and again, I often think about that. When you see a player we've all seen this loads of times. Like a Disagana Gale get booked in like the 30th minute and you're like, oh, but for the rest of the game, he's so cool and calm. And he doesn't ever do anything stupid, and it's like it's footballers.
You got other players who can do it twice in a minute. You know what I mean? And
Mason Holgate's one of those.
That's
players.
What I mean. And so when the manager, when you did your little games playing of looking around the dressing room and Tark's going, "I'm here, boss," that sort of thing. The manager's looking at them, whether he talks to them or not. You know, which of these do I trust? And then if it comes to a binary decision on, shall I start Baz or shall I start Ned? Ned. Yeah, whichever ones he trusts, whichever one's not going to let him down, whichever one's going to bring the most consistent performance. And that's why he loves players like Dwight McNeil and what have you, because they're very level-headed and they're very consistent within the confines of their ability and all that good stuff. And if he gets a certain type of chance, he will score. Yeah, and then he'll have his centre forward who could go in the same chance and won't score. So you know, so when you're then looking for players, you naturally go looking for the attributes that the players who you trust have.
The manager will...
I mean, does having blinding pace come with inconsistency? You know what I mean? You can't have one without the other.
We all know the manager, I think we all know anyway, that the manager would rather play someone who is a 6.5 to 7
consistently
every week, than someone who's an 8 one week and a 4 the next week.
That's right.
That's right. That's where they go. So,
but you know what I think a manager gets paid £5 million a year for is which week to play the guy to get the 8 and which week not to play him, because that's his 4 week. Yeah. And if you've got 2 or 3 players in your squad, then you think, right now, it's Ned's turn to come in because he's due. We talk about Rashford, don't we, Man United? And what they should do with him or what he should do for his own career. But this, if he does his up and down thing, this is a hot year. Yeah. And it'd be well worth the money again if he gets his 20 goals, which he does in a hot year. But if he has 2 cold years on the trot, the industry is going to say,
Yeah. Ian, happy birthday, happy 50th birthday, mate.
Hey, mate, it's just a number. Yeah.
Can we just put this boxing thing to bed, right? Can we just put it to
bed?
Have you got
more boxing?
Honest to God, right? This person was born a woman, right? If they have something in them that makes them something else, then that's up to the boxing people to sort out. Listen to Steve Bunce. He's an expert. We listened to it the other night. I've actually put it on my Twitter. I've put the recording on Twitter yesterday. He actually says...
He was on again today.
He actually says that it's a woman, not trans, not anything. And the other boxing federation banned her and another person. Right, fine. But that boxing federation isn't the same boxing federation in the Olympics. It's actually a Russian one or something. Or they used to have a Russian federation who used to look after the boxing in the Olympics. That doesn't happen anymore.
There was lots of
right.
mayhem in 2016, so they got taken away. Yeah.
There probably is a debate on whether this person should box or not, depending on samples and all the rest of it. The IOC have come out and said there's nothing wrong with it, right? It is a woman, tests, right? Yeah. What we're saying is, right, and this was just a chat we were having off here, it's a woman, right? It's just
she.
It's a woman. It's a she is a woman, right? And that's it. So all the other stuff, that's fine. You can debate that all day long. But loads of people are saying that this is a trans person.
It's not.
It's not. It's a woman who was born a woman.
Normal.
And the problem is that like everything else at the moment, everything's getting twisted. Everything's getting twisted, and we shouldn't be even having this conversation. But I can see it in the comments.
But that's where the propaganda's gone. That's
why, yeah, and it's why the world is where it is, because these large accounts start twisting things.
You know what's funny? Oh, sorry, not funny.
No, funny, just weird.
The IAB, right?
Yeah.
Which is the guys who used to do stuff for the Olympics and don't do it no more because they were crapped in 2016 or something. They led a fight in 2013 in their World Championships, and it wasn't until she qualified for the final the year after. Sorry, 22, 23, whatever, doesn't matter. They disqualified her, and that's when they said she doesn't pass the test, but they won't tell anyone what the tests were she didn't pass. Now, I have a question which has got nothing to do with that, but and I think you'll agree with me. If a woman, right, takes drugs to be better at a sport, say in boxing, that might be testosterone for whatever, and then they have their drug test after they've competed and they've got elevated testosterone levels because they're bloody taking stuff, right? They'll get banned, won't they? I suppose the point is, if you are a woman, as this lady is, but you also have testosterone levels that if you had them without any bloody disorders or whatever, you wouldn't be allowed to box. She shouldn't be allowed to box, should she?
No, I agree.
But these tests that the IAB do says she failed are not testosterone ones. So it's all a bit noisy.
Listen, it'll all come out in the wash, but I don't. But I think
the grief that 800-meter lady went through for.
But the point,
forever.
But the point being is that it's a woman, and that shouldn't be. And also, someone in the opening ceremony was brilliant. If you were offended by the opening ceremony, then. Yeah, well, this is a football channel, but so what? Do you know what? So what? We'll talk about whatever we want, because this is our channel.
Oh, people are messaging you.
Exactly, people are talking about it in the comments. So we'll talk about, if me and John want to have a conversation about films, we'll have a conversation about films. We're not asked. This is our channel. And most people
you bring Marvel into everything.
Yeah, and most people quite like it.
You bring Marvel.
So it doesn't. So ZF24, go away then. I'm not arse, mate. Go and watch something else. I am not here to sit here at your whim and go, oh, what does ZF24? I don't care. I will talk about whatever I want to talk about. And if you want to listen, you listen. If you don't, you don't. It's fine. Honestly.
Oh, come on.
Honestly.
Z what?
ZF24.
ZF24.
Yeah.
Send this guy a message about football and we'll talk about it.
We've spoke about football.
No, I know, but let's do what this
but we spoke about football for the best part of half an hour. By the way, when there's nothing to talk about,
you just keep your customers happy.
Man, he's not a customer. He's on YouTube.
Doesn't matter. Watching, mate. Send it in because he will tell us what you want to talk about, and we'll talk about it for a bit.
Yeah, we will talk about whatever we want to talk about, and also what you want to talk about. Because the amount of people talking about this in the comments,
is it? Oh, okay,
was about the boxery. So
the boxery,
yeah.
That sounds like a Nedism.
But it's
the boxery. Ned, there's a clip for you.
The boxery. But I meant to say, I was going to say.
We know what you meant.
No, I was going to say the boxing gate. I was going to say
boxing gate.
There you go.
Oh, but they were naughty. We'll talk about it anyway. The IAB were naughty because they issued a press release last week, didn't they, saying that we've banned this boxer and yet they're going to be in the Olympics. Two of them, isn't there? There's another one, isn't there?
Yeah. But this person,
one, she boxed.
This lady boxed 3 years ago and got beaten. No one cared.
Oh, in the last Olympics, yeah.
So,
no one even heard of her, I suppose.
Yeah. So, no, I'm not. No, by the way, no, I'm not going to mute ZF24 either.
No.
The person's got an opinion and they said it and I answered back. And that's how this works. They're not spamming and they're not saying anything like
naughty.
So they're allowed their opinion as much as I'm allowed my opinion. The difference is I've got the mic. That's the difference.
Ped. Mute ped. So ZF24 giving us a fussy subject?
No.
Okay.
No.
So
we haven't.
We've done Everton to death, don't we? Or have we?
Tom, I thought the opening ceremony was brilliant, mate. I thought the opening ceremony was brilliant. Do you know why? I'll tell you why, mate.
Because you're a big Eurovision Song Contest fan.
Because number one, I love Paris. I've been to Paris more times than I've been to any other city bar my own.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Been to Paris more times. I've been to Paris probably 11, 12 times now. More times than I've been to London.
Could have put the flag on the right way up though, couldn't they?
So more times than I've been to London probably more times, but only in and out to watch football.
You mean as a place to spend time?
But as a place to spend, I know Paris like the back of my hand. Honestly,
really?
Like the tourist places aren't even the most attractive places when we go there. Now there's so many good.
You go look where Marvel's been filmed.
Jason Bourne's apartment I've been to. All the places from the Da Vinci Code. I'm sad. Versailles is unbelievable. What a place Versailles is, by the way. Where you'll have seen the horsey dancing.
The horsey dancing.
That's all it is, isn't it?
So everything.
Pearl of Chase, where lots and lots of famous people are buried. So
you like the opening ceremony?
Seeing Paris and seeing not just the inside of a stadium, I thought was brilliant. And some of the things were brilliant. The stuff I love the stuff with Marie Antoinette, like the way in this country we fawn over our royal family, and they're like, yeah, we cut their heads off. So listen, I really liked it.
What's this in reaction to someone saying it?
No, someone said, why did I like it?
Oh, why did you like it?
Yeah, just like asking me why I liked it. I thought some of the things didn't work, but in all opening ceremonies, some things don't work. Was it as good as London 2012? No, it wasn't. And was it as good as the one in China? No. But that's fine, because you have to do your own thing. And I'm sure in LA in 4 years' time, they'll do their own thing.
They were bold, though, weren't they?
It's not a case of...
the stuff on the river was really taking a big chance and stuff.
I thought it was amazing. And if it hadn't been for the rain, and the Euro disco stuff was brilliant.
Eurovision.
I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was absolutely... Emma, why do you use the word woke? It means nothing. That word means absolutely nothing. It doesn't mean anything. It was made up by right-wing knobheads. It doesn't mean anything. It's literally a word to describe anything you don't like. Honestly. So I don't answer any questions when people use that word. It doesn't mean anything. It's absolute nonsense. There you go.
It's US slang.
It's not. It's far right slang.
It's US slang.
It's slang that was created by people on the right to describe anything they don't like.
Okay.
That's the truth, John.
Google's AI says it's an adjective that originated in African American vernacular English and is primarily used as US slang, but it does have multiple meanings.
Yeah, for anything they don't like.
There is a political one about it, so.
Anyway, Emma, okay, camp then. Camp. Well,
it was camp.
It was camp, but I don't have. Again, I don't.
What's wrong with camp?
I don't have a problem with camp. Like every year, I'm like when I talk about like say Eurovision and stuff like that, or the music.
You don't watch the Drag Race though, do you?
I used to watch the Drag Race. I used to watch RuPaul all the time.
Fantastic show.
I have no problem with any of this stuff. Like it's like almost looked upon, like frowned upon. Like if
you love Eurovision, don't you?
I absolutely love Eurovision. Absolutely love Eurovision.
I bought out my box for that thing because it's so long.
Yeah, that's.
But I'll still watch it.
Yeah.
Because you have to, don't you?
No, I thought. Listen, I thought the opening ceremony was brilliant, and it was. As I've said before, right. The Olympics is about showcasing who you are and what you are, and it's not always about the sport. The sport you present to the people who are doing the sport, but you're opening the place up to the world. And I think what they've done at the Olympics, I mean, the beach volleyball being under the Eiffel Tower is in
some good locations.
Yeah, the equestrianism being at Versailles is what a location, you know. It's the locations for where the BMX being in Place de Concorde.
Oh yeah,
is unbelievable.
Did you watch that yesterday?
I did.
Our boy did well, didn't he?
Yeah. And listen, some people think the opening ceremony is weird. No problem. I don't find that stuff weird. Maybe I'm a little bit more open-minded.
No, a fair chunk of it was, your word, not mine, weird in a Eurovision sort of way. And if you love Eurovision because of its campness, because wokeness, or whatever you want to choose words to use, then you will have loved that.
And you know what, right?
But if you don't get the joke, then...
But think about it is though, some people find opening ceremonies just boring, full stop. Like I didn't watch the opening ceremony to the Euros.
No, because they generally
boring.
Yeah.
Also, can I just say the closing ceremony? Apparently, and this will get you all watching. Tom Cruise is going to do some mad Mission Impossible style stunt.
Is he?
Yeah, because it's like the handover.
Well, they haven't got a queen to jump out of a plane.
Well, there's going to be a handover, isn't there? Tom, it wasn't the Last Supper. That wasn't the Last Supper. Again, people faux outrage. It wasn't the Last Supper that they were.
In your opinion?
No, it wasn't. The organisers have come out and said it wasn't the Last Summer. That
they have apologised.
People now apologise for things even when they have done nothing wrong.
We've offended
I don't.
You, I'm sorry.
But it wasn't the Last Supper. Yeah, when they do the handover for LA, they're going to do something mad anyway, and it's going to involve Tom Cruise.
They're going to shake it up LA as well, aren't they?
Is it going to be live?
Yeah, because
it's always live.
Of course, it's going to be live.
I hope it goes right.
Because Tom Cruise always goes right.
There's only one time it can go wrong, can't it?
The athletics first?
I don't know.
No, the Olympics.
The only problem with
the Olympics starts basically with swimming, right? I know we do all the other stuff, but the big stuff for swim, they're swapping them around, I think. Yeah. So they're going to start with athletics, then do swimming.
The only problem with LA is it's the time difference.
Smog.
It's the time difference.
Smog.
And France
do they
playing
still have smog?
No.
In LA? No.
No, the
California should have sorted it all out.
The last two times I've been to LA and got recognised on Sunset.
Really?
I did. I got stopped on Sunset.
Is that when you were?
I got stopped.
When are you getting your hand in the sand?
I get stopped on. I was on.
E.T. phone.
I was on Thingyo. Alcatraz.
All right.
Alcatraz. And someone stopped me.
That's
and he
not
went.
LA. That's not.
No,
LA.
I know it's San Francisco. And he went to me.
He
went. I really love the MLS show. I was like, yeah. Tazul, what? What's the matter?
Do you know France are playing Argentina in the quarters?
Yeah, they are.
That'll be well interesting.
No, it wasn't. Honest to God, it wasn't the Last Supper. It wasn't. It was depicting something else.
But you can't tell what the something else was.
No, it was a Roman thing.
Well, I thought it was a Roman thing when I watched it.
Yeah, it was.
It's only when media, should we call it, started to decide.
Yeah, that's it. Dionysius, that's what it was. It was a Roman. Do you think the French, which by the way are a massive Catholic country, like literally one of the most Catholic countries in the world, are gonna take the piss out of the Last Supper? France, the shops don't even open on a Sunday. They don't even open on a Sunday. What's going on?
Was the wardrobe malfunction to the left of the blue?
Mark, I think I'm right because I know I'm right because I don't talk about things when I'm wrong.
Yeah, you do.
I don't.
You lied on here.
When did I lie on here?
Tattoos.
No, that was that you were getting a temporary tattoo. We've all agreed. We've all agreed.
So the wardrobe malfunction, was that accidental or deliberate?
I think it was accidental.
You
Wasn't it?
reckon?
I mean, I was.
Would you notice?
I didn't notice.
No. Would you notice if it was you hanging loose?
Yeah, I think I would. Yeah.
So would you correct it?
I'd probably go. I'd probably just put my hand in the way. I thought someone was going to slip on one of the barges and go into the Seine anyway. So
I think the in-betweeners should sue for copyright that wardrobe malfunction. But yeah. So have we done that to death now? That one.
Yeah.
Or are you still getting questions about? What are we on now? Last Supper. We've moved on from female boxers to Last Supper.
Yeah. Listen. By the way, John hasn't stopped me, so he obviously believes that what I'm saying is generally
About
right.
what? Which bit?
About all of it.
Well, those I go with, because you talk about you listen to experts. I also, it's like football, isn't it?
Yeah.
I believe my own eyes as well.
Yeah.
And when I watched it, was it WhatsApp or Twitter we were doing?
Probably,
So we need more blue men sort of thing.
Yeah.
I said, didn't I? And it never occurred to me until someone, because there's always someone who will get affronted, isn't there? I thought this is a pastiche and messes about with the Last Supper. And I went,
No.
Really?
No, and that's the thing, right?
Really?
I have no
Even
problem.
the commentators told you who he was a representation of.
I have no problem saying I don't like this thing or I think this is crap.
Yeah.
Like someone was saying the horse that went down the Seine was supposed to be, they were complaining that it was death.
No.
It was the spirit of the Seine.
But it was too long.
No, of course it was too long. Of course it is. All these things are too long. Of course they are, and it wasn't a very good spectacle for the people.
Who's that Marvel character who's in black and has a Doctor Doom or someone?
Dr.
Has
Doom.
a big cape.
Yeah.
Was that him on the horse?
No, it was supposed to be the spirit of the Seine.
Was it?
I don't know its exact
And then when
name.
they get there, they put
Because I actually did pay attention.
when they get there, they put the flag up the wrong way round. That's not great, is it? All that drama, the money, and they're plodding up like a stormtrooper up the slope, handing it over, and then the military put it up the wrong way.
Absolutely.
Can't get the people, mate. You just can't get the staff.
No.
We know.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't have enjoyed being there. Let me just say that. I wouldn't have
You
enjoyed.
like getting wet.
I don't mind getting wet. I just wouldn't have enjoyed because of course you wouldn't have seen the whole thing. It was a TV event.
It must have been free as
It
well.
was a TV event. I don't think it all was free, but it was certainly.
Well, I guess
anyway.
the people who were sat in the little stadium thing for the flag raising. What did you think of the Olympic flame? Where is it, man? Where's the Olympic flame?
It's in a balloon, isn't
No,
it?
that's not. That's just bloody lights.
Oh, I know, but that's always lights, though. It's always trickery. It's not real.
I know.
Yeah, but I told you this. Paris is going very green. Imagine the gas bill.
No, I get it. I want to know where it is, though.
It's in.
The eternal flame must be somewhere.
The eternal. No, there's no.
It's got to burn all
The
the
flame
time.
is. Yes, I did go to Jim Morrison's grave. Yeah, I did go to the Jim Morrison's. It's all smoke and mirrors. It always has been smoke and mirrors. Remember Barcelona with the arrow?
That was the best smoke.
Remember
mirrors.
that was the best.
Come on,
smoke
we
and
all
mirrors.
watched that and thought, they did that.
It's always smoke
They
and
did
mirrors,
that.
didn't he? It's always smoke.
gas.
Yeah. It's always smoke and mirrors. How does the flame stay alight? By the way, how did that flame stay alight? Why the fella was running around with it? What's going on? How much gas? What's in that? Was in that?
Give the man in the wheelchair a brolly.
anyway.
You know? So,
Anyway,
athletic stuff.
far too many series people in the comments. Far too many series people.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Sometimes I feel left out that I don't read them. Sometimes I think, you're getting better at it now. Being able to talk and read stuff at the same time.
I know.
You
I was
get-
rubbish at that till I was about 30.
You went 30 last week.
Michael, I don't think I am in a small minority, mate. I don't think I am in a small minority
About what?
about what's going on.
What about the opening ceremony thing?
Yeah.
Everyone who's watching, just do an X or a tick. If you agree with Ped, do a tick, and we'll soon see.
No, that's
Everyone will see whether there's more ticks than crosses or something.
Anyway,
Come on.
Mark, I won't say those words, but you're absolutely right, mate. There is a person who's at the Olympics who shouldn't be at the Olympics, and no one seems to be bothered, and yet everyone's fuming about a boxer that.
You can see the Eiffel Tower from there, though, can't you?
Yeah. You're absolutely right, Mark. You're absolutely right. There's a person who should
Priorities,
There's a
eh?
person who should not be in the Olympics.
Yeah.
And shouldn't be anywhere near the Olympics, and it's a disgrace that they are in the Olympics, and yet no one seems to care. So you're absolutely right, mate. Nathan says the word I would have used for the opening ceremony was pageantry, which is very French. So kudos to them in showing. It's all about showing culture. Nathan, that is a good word and a good comment.
Excellent word. That
David says.
Should have a comment of the show when we do this.
Nathan's just done a good one there. David says the thought of our front three being DCL. I'm not going to say what you've called them, because someone could clip it and go, look, I'm having a go. McNeil, he didn't say that. And Jack Harrison, he didn't say that. Starting against Brighton is Groundhog Day if it's basically the same tactics from last season.
Well, it is. And we do need to see, development. You talked, you said earlier on, through pre-season you want to see improvements each game.
Yeah.
Each season with a manager you want to see improvements.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And clearly, if the off-field stuff stops him improving the players, then he needs to try and get more out of the ones he's got. That's why, he's like the 5th, 6th, whatever highest paid manager in the Premier League, Sean. So
yeah.
And apparently got a massive bonus for keeping us up. So he might have been 3rd highest paid overall last season. Yeah. So well done, lad. You earned the right to keep the job. Yeah, fantastic. Now push on a bit.
Nicholas says I think they could have done more with Lady Gaga. They could have, but you know what else is funny? I've been to see Lady Gaga in Paris. And that's a box to tick for me.
Did she do anything in French for you?
I think she probably said a few things in French. Yeah. But it was at the stadium where the Athletics is today.
Was it?
Yeah. I'll go and see anyone. I'm
Who's the leader on this, Sam or you?
I
know you might. Clearly, you plan these things together.
If she wants to go and see someone. If she wants to go and see somebody like Lady Gaga, I'm there. Lady Gaga's one of the biggest stars in the world. I will never.
Whose idea is it?
It probably is, right. But I'll never say no. So we're going to Paris in December to see Paul McCartney.
Yeah,
I will never say no to Paris, and I will never say no to my wife wanting to go and see somebody.
Well done, yeah.
Ever, because I might go and go. This person's amazing. I didn't realise this person was amazing. I went to the Empire with her to see somebody. And I literally just sat in my seat on time. I just sat there and it was an okay show. I wasn't bold.
The drag show live was good in Liverpool. The audience are better.
Well, she dragged me to...
The audience are better than people on stage.
She dragged me to Tingo in Manchester. Dita Von Teese. Now that's a show.
It's not very clean.
It's just burlesque.
Of course,
it's just burlesque. It's just burlesque. That's all it is. Yeah. That's all it is. But yeah. Would I go and see the Pussycat Dolls, Glenn?
You would, if Sam wanted to.
If she wanted to go and see it.
But you're safe there, are you?
She wouldn't go and see it. Lady Gaga was amazing because she is amazing. She's amazing, talented woman. Fair play to her. Right, what are we doing on More Than a Game, Ned?
Conor Gallagher might have done a full 360 to stay at Chelsea.
Okay.
De-Ligt getting closer to Man United.
Okay.
Was he?
And Newcastle
to Paris or something to watch the Olympics, have you? That's close as
Newcastle are in talks with Palace.
Oh yeah,
over the signing of Mark Gahey.
Why are you doing it dead slow, like you're building up to something?
That's
like
how you talk.
No, like he's going to announce the winner or something. No, I only talk like that when I'm trying to find the facts.
Yeah,
Only.
And those, yeah, he's a mini me, so he's mimicking his hero.
Yeah. Again, right, I find this, I do really like Taylor Swift, and again, I have no issues in saying that because I really like him.
Great performer,
really amazing. One of the best concerts I've ever been to. Amazing.
Someone just thinks she's not very good.
No, it's just this thing of like you're not allowed to like what you like.
Oh, he's having a go at you.
No, it's not. No one's having a go at me, but it's this thing that you're not allowed to. It's like you're not allowed to like what you like. Like, who cares? Life is very, very short, and we found that out. We found that out quite a lot this week. Very, very short. Do whatever you enjoy doing, as long as it's not hurting anybody else. If you enjoy something, just be bold and go and do it. I've been to this year. I've been to see Girls Aloud. Yeah. I've been to see the Foo Fighters. I've been to see Wicked. I've been to see the Stranger Things play. I've been to see Taylor Swift. I'm going to see Paul McCartney. I'm going to see The Cause. I am definitely getting dragged. Do whatever you enjoy doing. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. God, my God, we watch Everton.
Again, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bookend.
I think someone said there's 6,000 there tomorrow.
Really?
Evertonians.
Mad. Evertonians are
Exactly.
totally mad.
Just do whatever you want to do. And stop being upset by what, like, other people are doing. There you go. She is the new Harley Quinn. She is. Not sure about the origin story, but she is the new Harley Quinn in the new film, which is supposed to be a bit of a musical, an odd musical. If
you like Taylor Swift,
Nathan, I'm not. Charlie XCX. I've liked her for ages, but she's not like someone who she might be on like a playlist when I go for a run. But there you go.
Do you make your own playlist, yeah?
No, I literally just go play one song, whatever song I feel like when I first start running, and then I just I just let it go on, and wherever it goes, it goes.
Ah, cool.
There's a band that are a bit similar to Taylor Swift, and I know you'll like them, called The Big Moon. They're really good.
Big Moon.
The all female band.
Oh yeah,
they were in Brighton. Were they?
Yeah. But they supported.
You knew that Ned had only found them by watching somebody else.
No, because they supported Catfish in the bottom menu of the week. But they are
do you
really,
like
really
them?
good. I like them a lot.
Okay.
I like Taylor Swift.
I asked them
though,
when we did this, who were the best three, and the established band that people would know were third of three.
Yeah, I put Libertines third.
Glenn Watson says, I want to finish now. Glenn Watson says, would you go and see the Cheeky Girls live in Paris if Everton were playing there that weekend in a pre-season friendly? No, I wouldn't go and see
You'd go anyway.
Can I just say the last time I was in Paris was in September, and I've got and I don't know if you've seen the pictures of this.
Last year, you mean?
But I went to a gay burger bar,
right,
and I ordered this burger, and a massive penis-shaped burger came, and I ate it all and it was delicious.
Where's the photograph?
I'll show you the photograph, John.
Yeah,
no issue. And it was so nice. It was so nice. I don't know if I was the only straight guy in there. I probably wasn't, but it was so nice. My wife wanted to go there, so we went there. No issue. And you know what? The reason we went there is because when I looked for somewhere to eat, it was really, really high up on the highly rated. So we were like, right, that's where we're going to go in there, and we went there, and it was really nice.
Guaranteed penis. Yeah.
What else do you need? And also, again, I have no issue saying that.
Are you still resisting Ned's, desires?
What's desires?
What he said the other day?
I'm comfortable for my sexuality as a heterosexual male that I'd eat a massive knob burger if it tasted nice. I don't care.
It tastes nice.
You didn't come across heterosexual when you suggested things for the ped earlier in the week.
There you go.
I'd rather that than get battered. In a boxing match, you've got loads more testosterone than I have.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
Finish with that.
There we go. I think we finished with that. What a place to finish.
Stuff at the end.
Yeah, what a place to finish.
Yeah. What a very fancy burger now.
There you go.
So that was all about Everton, boys and girls. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, it was. We did loads of Everton. In that one.
Okay.
Doc Do says I need to know the address of the establishment. It's.
He's gonna be like, bring the burger.
Unit 7.
It was in no, not this establishment. The burger place.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what area it was in. It was by hang on. Just put gay burger. Not many gay burger bars are going to come up on Google, are they?
Going to do. Yeah.
Can I have a penis with lettuce?
It was by. I'll tell you what it was. It was in La Maurice, which is a really nice area with loads of gay bars and nice. It's a really, really nice area in Paris. Hang on, let me put it in. Gay burger bar.
La Maurice Gay District.
Yeah.
There you go. Tartar Burger.
That's it. Tartar Burger.
TATA Burger.
That's it. Tartar
it's
Burger.
54. Where are we? 54 Rue Saint-Croix de la Bretagne in Paris. Postcode 75004. That's your one.
Yeah. It's
all pink. So
it is all pink, and all the lighting in there is dead pink. And I can't remember what happened, but was it a birthday or something? And it might have been someone's birthday or something, and they start playing Kylie. And it was me, Mrs.
It's
loved it.
always open from midday till 1 a.m.
Honestly.
I'm all for this, right? I think it's a good laugh.
What's that?
This penis burger, it's like a gay bar.
You want one, do you?
No, but if I go and I order like a girl's lady part...
Well, you can't because it's a gay bar.
Yeah, but if I go
gay
to
women, mate. They exist.
No, but it's a male. It's a male gay bar.
But if I say, can I have a pair of knockers on a burger, they're going to think I'm a weirdo.
But you're not... Well, you would in there, yeah, because you go, we don't have that on the menu, mate.
Oh dear.
Fulham signed a Millsmith Row.
Where's the menu?
I need to, hang on, let me find me food. Let me find food on me thing. Hang on.
John, I squared up to about 4 seagulls in Brighton, mate. They did nothing. Pussies.
Yeah, John.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
It's not as big as he said, people, but it is quite.
That's massive. That's the whole of the plate.
Let's have a
I'm
look.
saying nothing.
Bigger than mine.
What, your burger?
Yeah.
It's 2 burgers. Look, there's a burger there and there's a burger there. Anyway, there you go.
Well, yeah, hang on. I've
Anyway.
got the menu here.
Oh, have you got the menu?
I don't know how much it was. There we go. That's about being French, isn't it? There we go.
Alex says he was at Goodison once and the bloke behind him booed a seagull.
You know what it was called?
Wait, what? The burger?
Yeah.
No, do you know what? Because I think it just said it's a burger, like two burgers on a bun.
Oh, okay. So that's
So I didn't know.
Being
I didn't know it was going to come out looking like that. I genuinely didn't.
a man fond of calories. That's what you went with, right? So they're about 11 euros each. So that's a good price,
nice.
isn't it? Yeah.
Was that nice? I enjoyed it.
So
Right.
there's a hetero classic. It wouldn't be that one, was it?
No.
You go.
It wasn't. No, but when you're in there, it's when in Rome, isn't it? If you feel embarrassed, you're in the wrong place to feel embarrassed, aren't you? Like if I was in the middle of if I was in the middle of McDonald's or Five Guys, well, hey, you can get Five Guys and that. Then maybe you would, but because if you're in a gay bar in Paris in a gay area, you're just going, Sam, that's the burger. There you go.
I don't speak French at all, but the one that's got coquette in it might be the one.
There you go. Right. We're going to go over to MTAG where we would be talking about none of this stuff. Absolutely none of it. We'll be putting our serious faces on. So catch us over there. See you in a minute.
Bye.